Hey everyone, welcome to the episode of That's All Funny, episode number 681. Hey, we're having fun, right? We're doing it. We're here. We're queer. Get used to it. Speaking of being queer, dude, I've been having like a couple issues with eBay. Not a couple, just one issue, but it's a pretty annoying issue where I had sold like an item that's pretty high priced, and the buyer's trying to like send it back and say, "Oh, it wasn't as described," and it was as described. I feel like 99%. I feel that because obviously there's a room for error, but yeah, the item, he's saying it's not as described, so he's trying to return it, and it's a pretty high priced item, like $150, which to me right now is pretty high priced. Anyways, um, so eBay's on the side of him just returning it because apparently it's not as the description. So they're trying to, they put the amount on hold, the funds, and they're seeing about uh putting down some sort of decision. And I feel like they're gonna side with him, and I'm pretty annoyed at that fact. One, that two, the money, and then three, I he has submitted his like evidence, right? Oh, here's a couple pictures of the item and the box that it's you know, like new and not brand new. And I was like, what? It is brand new just because there's no seal or like you only sent two random pictures doesn't mean anything. Like you need more evidence, you know what I mean? Like I don't know. I was telling him that, and then I had called eBay, and or no, I had done like a IM message with eBay. They called me, and I tried telling them, "Hey, no, did you even look at the evidence? Like of my pictures compared to his pictures, and then to see, who to side with on what decision." But they're very customer service centric, so of course, like I'm pretty sure they're gonna side with him, just because, like I don't know, that's how they are, but whatever. I was pretty pissed off at the at the CSR that was helping me, so I was giving them shit. And then what's funny is when I looked at my recent searches, it shows like like my dad just brought me a boatload of shirts to sell, so I've been trying to like list a bunch of t-shirts, like I don't know, like army shirts and stuff like that. And it had like a army shirt, sports shirt, but then it had a strap-on dildo as one of my recent searches. And I'm like, well, what? Like, when did I search for a strap-on dildo? Like, and when I look, I don't know. Like, it shows as if I searched for a strap-on dildo, and I look at my searches, and there's no search for a strap-on dildo. But right there, it says on my recently viewed items, I recently viewed a strap-on, like a big ass strap-on dildo. And I'm like, was that CSR fucking with me? Like, did they put that in my searches when they were looking at my account? Were they looking at strap-on dildos, and that shit meshed with my account? So I don't know. All I know is now the very first item. Well, I looked at like a Rebecca Black vinyl that was on sale, but right before that, there's just this huge strap-on vinyl that huge strap-on vinyl, huge strap-on dildo that is now like part of my search history, and I have no idea how I got there. I don't. I'm like 100% honest. I if if I was into that shit, I would be proud to say, and I don't even have anyone to like play with a strap-on dildo with. So why would I? I don't know. It bugs me like infinitely that that's there because I have no idea how it got there. It's also kind of creepy too, like that. like their searches could mesh with mine, and now my algorithm thinks that I like strap-on dildos, which I don't. I'm not into that. Which not that there's anything wrong with that. Of strap-on dildos or whatever you're into. But yeah, now my algorithm has strap-on dildos. I don't know. Anyways, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Let's take a look at the news, right? Uh Jimmy Kimmel and John Mulaney declined ABC offer to host the Oscars. And I don't know why they're declining. All I know is Jimmy Kimmel, I'm glad he's declining cuz he's just not funny. His humor is declining. Um John Mulaney's kind of funny. My niece for some reason really likes John Mulaney. I don't know if she's having like some sort of childhood crush because of course she's, getting into her teens, or she just finds his humor funny. But yeah, I mean he is kind of funny. I love that Celsius. He is kind of funny in a humorous way, I guess. But I don't know. I know the Oscars. I don't know who. I can't remember who's hosted it. I know Jimmy Kimmel would just bumble it. Um, John Mulaney would be kind of cool. He did that bit about Field of Dreams, which is pretty funny. When he did do it, I don't remember where he did it at. If it was at the Oscars or the Emmys or something, but that was no, I think it was at the Oscars. But yeah, he'd be pretty funny. Um, but not Jimmy Kimmel. Yeah. Um, Strong 4.9 magnitude quake rattles California's LA region. Man, I don't know if God how does it go in Jackass, God hates California? I don't know. Like I swear they're always having earthquakes. I don't understand what are they built upon? Are they built upon like, some sort of sacred ground that just keeps giving them earthquakes, or I'm sure there's a scientific answer to it, for the strong quakes messing with LA, but or whatever, southern, is it Southern California? Is that what it said? California's LA region. So yeah, but I don't know. That's why all of them are moving to Texas, I guess. And eventually I feel like an earthquake will rattle California enough to where it'll break off of the the states and become an island or just sink into the ocean. One or the other. It'll be some sort of like fucking movie, like a end of the world movie where where the fucking island just breaks off and everyone's tripping out and they're trying to, you know, use bungee cords to fucking fix it, but no, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work because it's gonna be too late. Scientists are gonna be like, "This is gonna happen," and the government's gonna be like, "No, that's never gonna happen. We've taken precautionary measures, blah blah." But then it'll be too late. It'll be too late. Let me get a sip of this. Oh, oh yeah, that's the good stuff. Brother, that really tastes good. Oh yeah, that's what this is. A ASMR of me doing like a Macho Man sipping a drink impression. I don't know. Uh, Speaking of I don't know, recalls. Tesla recalls 1.8 million vehicles over unlatched hood issue. I feel like there's a lot of things being wrong with the Tesla, but it is a first um like generation of it being made. So of course there's going to be, errors and issues. I'm sure the first Ford vehicle had issues with the crank or with the fuel system. Maybe it combusted. I don't know. Like with everything that is the first item, there's going to be a lot of issues. So I understand that. Would I ever buy a Tesla? No. I'm not gonna say like, oh, it makes me that makes me look gay. Like they look cool. I've never really seen the inside, but I just don't like that automated driving system. Shit, it just creeps me out. Like I don't want to. It's not that I'm not for the future. I just feel like it's coming too soon, and I don't know. I don't like. I miss driving. I miss being out there on the road with my anxiety, but I don't want to go out there and just see like just a bunch of cars driving themselves. Like that would trip me out. You know what I mean? Like that'd probably scare me more than the actual driving of itself. You know, but I don't want to be trying to maneuver in the roads where people aren't driving. You know, it's just the cars driving themselves. So how am I supposed to like tell them to move or stare at them? You know, stare at them all pissed off if they fucking accidentally cut me off. You know, there's a human element to that that I'm gonna miss if that shit uh becomes the bigger thing. You know. Lastly, here on the news, Disneyland workers ratify contract that averted strike. That's funny. There's little Mickey fists, like the Black Lives Matter, but it's a Mickey fist. Thousands of workers at Disneyland voted on Monday to ratify a deal that averted that would have been the first strike at the Anaheim theme park in 40 years. They approved new contracts, so there would have been for months. Hardworking cast members have stood together at the bargaining table and in the parks to ensure Disney recognized that they bring to the theme park experience, and these contracts are a concrete and direct result of their tireless work. So 14,000 Disneyland Resort employees have voted to not go on strike and ratify these new deals. And I don't know. That's I get that Disneyland is like a big deal, right? There are people that are obsessed with Disney and Disneyland and Disney World and Disney all that, you know. I'm not gonna lie, I was obsessed for a little bit with Looney Tunes when I was a kid. When I was a kid, let's say that. To be obsessed with it now, those adults that are like obsessed with Disney, especially like those TikToks of the overweight ones, it's kind of hilarious, but also sad. Multiple reasons, for multiple reasons, right? But it's just Mickey Mouse. It's just like no, there's a lot more to it. Of course, there's Pixar and there's other Disney properties, but I don't know. It's still a company that was started by like a Nazi sympathizer, which kind of makes it cooler to me, obviously. But that goes back to the fact that why do I have a dildo in my search history, a strap on at my eBay search history, when I have evidence that I've never searched for that at all? I do not understand. But you know what? I laugh at that because in all for all sakes and that's all funny. That's all funny. I want to thank you for listening to the podcast. That's all funny. The one word podcast we'll just search. That's all funny. That podcast my buddy gave called That's All Kayfabe. We talk about wrestling. Check it out. That's All Kayfabe. New podcast available. If you want to see video versions of this or that, check it out on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/ at Lorenzo Ariola. Got video versions, this and that, and a live show I do with the wonderful Mint Salad called Tits and Ariolas, where we talk about a movie we watch, play a little game. It's fun. She's hot. I'm a piece of shit. It works out. It does. Check it out. Live on Tuesdays, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern on the YouTube channel. That has a podcast too. If you want to look at it, or if you want to just listen to us, just search for Tits and Areolas with Mint Salad. You will find it on the podcast circuit anywhere you listen to podcasts. Check out the Patreon, patreon.com/ Lorenzo Ariola if you want to help support the show. $5 a month gets you everything: bonus episodes, early episodes, deleted episodes, etc., etc. If you want to hit up the guy who does all the art for the show, get some art done for yourself. That's at Retro Horror Inc. on Instagram and Twitter. That's at Retro Horror Inc. I'm at Lorenzo Ariola on Twitter and Instagram. Thank you for my Patreon subscribers. Thank you to everyone else for listening, liking, sharing, subscribing. Take care. Bye.